There's a movie that's creating waves around Hollywood, around America this week as Pitch Perfect 2 hits theaters. You may be wondering what this has anything to do with WVU sports. You know, maybe you have a wife, a fiance, a girlfriend who really wants to go see this movie. Maybe you're just a big fan of a cappella groups. Or maybe you're a big fan of WVU offensive lineman Donny Barclay, now playing for the Green Bay Packers. He joins us today as he is going to star, somehow or another, this happened. He is starring in Pitch Perfect 2, along with some of his Green Bay Packers teammates. Donny, how are you doing, first of all? And any sort of nominations that we should be aware of after this performance?
I'm doing good. Yeah, of course. I mean, we're definitely going to get a couple nominations. I mean, we hit the red carpet, so we got to get something. No, but it turned out really good. I mean, we all had a good time to premiere. We had a great time down there at Baton Rouge filming it last summer. So it's been a great ride here.
Give me an idea of how this all came together, because I mean, we saw you for about a split second in the first trailer that came out, and I know everybody was going, wait, is that really Donny Barclay or is that a joke? How did you get into this movie?
It was kind of a long story, but it was a bunch of us teammates at the Packers. We were all probably kind of like fans of the movie. I swear to God, it was on HBO every other night last season, or 2 seasons ago. And we would always come into the locker room just during the week, like singing it, because the night before we'd watch it and then come in, like every other night it was on HBO. So we'd come in singing it. Long story short, one of the guys, Dave Bakhtiari, he was tweeting some of the actresses in the first movie, saying like, hey, you know, like we sing your songs. It'd be great to be in the movie. Elizabeth Banks follows him. He sends her a message and was like, you know, it'd be pretty sweet if we were on the movie. She liked it, and she was like, hey, you know, it would be a good idea. So she contacted him and a couple of us, and they got us to go down there and shoot in Baton Rouge 2 summers ago.
Right now, fans can go on to iTunes and they can download the song that you're in, which is called, remind me again, it's the Riff Off? Tell me about it.
There's a scene in the first movie when they're in the pool. I don't know if you're familiar with it, when all the groups kind of get together and they sing the song. They got to cut each other off and people get eliminated. So we're in the riff off of the second movie.
What do you sing?
Bootylicious.
Bootylicious. My body's too bootylicious is what a bunch of grown football players are singing. I know you have Clay Matthews in the mix. Who else is there? And you told me off camera that you do the beatboxing, so we're not going to hear so much of your vocal range, but your beatboxing skills.
Yeah, I was assigned that role. Clay had a line, and then the other guys in the movie were Dave Bakhtiari, TJ Lang, Josh Sitton, and Jordan Rogers, Aaron Rodgers' younger brother. And each of us had a role. Like TJ, Dave, and Clay were singers. I was a beatboxer. Josh kind of kept this rhythm, this kind of going in the background, so that was his role. And then Jordan sung too, so they kind of got their voices on the song, and if you could hear me in the background doing the beatbox, and it's kind of cheesy, but whatever. I mean, it was cool.
Give me an idea of this. You are still playing for the Green Bay Packers, despite the fact that you had to miss all of last year with a torn ACL. I know that was difficult for you. What did you maybe learn in that time? How was the rehab process, and what's your outlook for this coming season?
Yeah, I did tear my ACL. I got surgery down in Pensacola, Florida with Dr. Andrews. Stayed down there for about 2 months. Kind of completed that first phase of the whole surgery process. And it went really well. Came back to Green Bay, continued the rehab, and, really stayed on top of it. And, worked my butt off to get to the point where I'm at today and go into these OTAs in the camp like I should be. And, it took a lot of hard work. I mean, you could take days off during the rehab, so I was a real stickler to it, and I know where I want to be and what I want to get to back to where I was.
So you would say right now, though, football is still more of what your comfort zone. You're not just going to branch out and continue to do movies and music from now on?
Well, I got to set myself up for my second career after football, So,
yeah.
That was one red carpet, I guess, a couple more to go. No, but it was a one-time experience. It was cool. I mean, we're never going to get to do something like that again. I mean, maybe Clay or something like that. It's kind of been in the spotlight before, but especially for us linemen, it was kind of a cool deal because we're never going to be able to do that again, and we kind of made the most of it.
Yeah, well, don't say never. I mean, you're a young man still. I know you've accomplished a lot, but there's plenty of living left to do. Well, congratulations for everything. I know your wife, Bria, was out there with you. You've got your young son, your dog, who's been barking in the background before we started shooting this. So congratulations on everything. I know all of Mountaineer Nation now, if they weren't already planning to see Pitch Perfect 2, they'll be out there. So Donny Barclay, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, there you go. The offensive lineman for WVU. Still going to play football, but if those days have to come to an end, he knows what he can fall back on. He's a singer. He's an actor. Make sure you go check him out in theaters near you. Pitch Perfect 2. And, the new star of Mountaineer Nation, Donny Barclay.